welcome back to Books with Brandywine. Today is Wednesday, and I'll be sharing a new series spotlight with you guys, and that will be the Isle of the Lost, a Descendants novel, Descendants series thing going on. So the first book is the Isle of the Lost, and then the second one is Return to the Isle of the Lost, and then Rise of the Isle of the Lost. And they actually have really cool, well, the paperback doesn't really have it, but the hardcovers have these really cool backgrounds. And then there's this one. You can see it. If you don't know what Descendants is, it's not the scary rated R movie that's out there. It's the Disney movie. And it takes place in a fantasy world where all of the Disney, fantasy movies are all in the same world. And so there's, different parts of the land are each the different kingdoms from the different fantasy movies, or fantasy cartoons. And in this world, Beast, Prince Adam, has united all of the different kingdoms, and he's the ruler of all the different kingdoms. And then there's an Isle of the Lost, which is where they banished all of the villains. And they even resurrected the villains that were dead and sent them to that island as well. And now it has been, I want to say 16 years, 15 years or something. And the books and the movies all revolve around the children of the princes and princesses and the children of the villains. And so, if you've seen the movie, you kind of have an idea what's going on. The thing that I love most about this series is that usually it's the book versus the movie, which one is better. But with the Descendants, it's all one thing together. So the books take place before and in between the movies. And then there's also these little cartoon shorts that they had going on the Disney Channel for a while. And those take place in between the movies as well. So all of it together makes the story. It's all canon. And in order to really understand what's going on in the movies, you have to read the books. Because when you watch the movies, they're assuming you've already read the books. And so they don't explain a lot of things that you would have gotten from the books. For instance, in the movie, if you've seen the movie, there's a song, I'm blanking on what the name of the song is, but it's the song that the prince sings when he's in his football gear and he's in love with Mal, who is the daughter of Maleficent. And he's singing about how much he's in love with her. And there's a line in the song that says that he's been dreaming about her every day. And it's just thrown in there. It's in the middle of the song, in the middle of a movie. There's absolutely no other explanation for it. Unless you've read the first book. Because what you'll find out in the first book is he literally has been dreaming about her every day. And she's been dreaming about him every day. Except that they don't know that they're dreaming about each other until they meet. And so the dreams are popping up in the book. So the first book, Isle of the Lost, actually takes place before the first Descendants movie. And it covers the four friends, Mal and Evie and Jay and Carlos. So Mal is Maleficent's daughter, Evie is Evil Queen's daughter, Jay is Jafar's son, and Carlos is Cruella de Vil's son. And when this book first starts, the only two that are friends are Jay and Mal. They're best friends. But, well, as best friends as you can be as a villain on an evil island. And, Evie has just transferred to the school. She hasn't been to a public school. She's been homeschooled, well, castle schooled. And they explain why in the book. I don't want to say because it's a huge plot point. But she's been castle schooled for her entire life. And so she's finally going to the public villain school. And she meets Carlos, and they end up becoming besties. And then through a series of events and adventures that they have to go on, the four of them end up becoming all really good friends. And they're trying to explore, who they are, and do they have to be evil like their parents? Can they just be who they are, type of a thing. Carlos is super, super intelligent. He ends up creating this radio wave thing that was supposed to just tap in, because there's a shield around the island. And so, there's no picture of the island. There's kind of this picture. It's a cool picture. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, there's a shield around the island that keeps any radio waves from coming into the island. So the only channels they can get on TV are like these propaganda channels and like Who's the Best Looking Prince or something like that show, which Evie loves. But he's trying to tap into it so they can get other channels. And he accidentally blows a hole through the whole shield, causing a lot of issues. But he's super, super, super intelligent. He created this thing. And Evie's really intelligent too. She even like helps him with it a little bit, like figures out some stuff with it. And those are things that you don't really see in the movie. So you have to have read the books in order to know that. And so it ends with them like kind of deciding to be their own people. And then that's right when Descendants starts. And so then after Descendants, the first Descendants ends, then there are both of these? Because there's only 2 Descendants movies so far, right? And the third one's coming out this year. So yeah, so both of these, The Return and The Rise, take place between Descendants 1 and Descendants 2. And both of them, like Descendants 2, or Rise of the Isle of the Lost, really gives the backstory for Uma. And Return to the Isle of the Lost really describes like the aftermath of the first Descendants movie. And like Maleficent was she wasn't killed. Maleficent was turned into a lizard at the end of the first Descendants movie. And so things are going on in the country, and they don't know what's going on, but this green dragon, no, not green dragon, purple dragon, keeps getting spotted. And so they think it's Maleficent, and that's looking bad for Mal, and just all kinds of things are going down. And again, I don't want to give away too much because that will totally give away the whole plot of the story. But just, like, things are really going down, and it's really making them question, again, who they are. And it really, like, shows what happened to the island of, after Maleficent, who was, like, the ruler of this island of the lost, what happened to the island after she suddenly disappeared. And then the third book, Rise of the Isle of the Lost, is really mostly the backstory on Uma, who is the daughter of Ursula. And she's got, like, a huge vendetta against Mal, because they used to be besties, and then they weren't anymore, and she's feeling betrayed because, you know, Mal is on the continent in the country living the sweet life, and everybody else is still stuck back on the Isle of the Lost. So they address that too. Oh, that was another thing that I really, really loved about the first book that I totally forgot. There's a whole subplot. So half of it flips back and forth. Half of it is about Mal, and half of it is about the prince, whose name I cannot remember for the life of me, but is the son of Belle and Adam. And so he is going to be becoming king soon. And so they're trying to break him into his kingly duties. And he has to deal with the sidekicks from, like, you know, the mermaids and the chipmunks and the dwarves, and just like all the sidekicks are having huge complaints because they feel like they're being treated unfairly. And so he's dealing with that and trying to handle that with kingly strength and yet kindness and love. So that was a really, really cool side plot that was in the first book that is not mentioned at all in any of the movies, which is really sad because it's a really, really good side plot. And so that was the one thing that was weird about the movies, because in Descendants 2, they act like she hadn't gone back to the island since she had left, but she totally went back to the island in the Return of the Isle of the Lost, and got near it in Rise of the Isle of the Lost. So I was like, I don't know why they're acting like she's never been back to the island. Like, she goes back and forth to the island all the time. But, so I'm really, like, I can't wait for the third movie, because the third movie, we're finally going to find out about Mal's father, and the fourth book is coming out, and I need to find out, like, which is coming out first. Like, do I need to read the fourth book? It's also another reason why some these are, like, half and half, because I found out about the paperback just before the movie came out, so I got paperback. And then with each of these, I had to read them before the second movie came out, so I had to grab the hardcover. I couldn't wait for the paperback. And they actually have cool bonuses. Like, this one, this is the second book, has postcards And it's Oridon is like the school. Like Oridon Prep is the school that they go to. It's a prep school. And so, oh, Ben, that's his name. I don't know how I didn't remember that. Huh. But yeah, and so it's a postcard from Ben to Prince Ben to Mal. So that's cool. And then the other two postcards are postcards that you can actually use. And then in the Rise of the Isle of the Lost, since it's all about Uma and her awesome gang and her friends who are like the sons of Captain Hook and stuff, she has this. It says, "Sign if you dare." And it's a contract to be part of the Lost Revenge Crew contract. So yeah. And I loved the whole subplot because they're talking a lot about like Hook and Gaston's, one of Gaston's sons is there. Like I love seeing like all the different kids of the different villains and the different princes and princesses. But yeah, I just like, I thought it was so cool because I don't remember what I was gonna say. But yeah, the I love these books. I definitely would recommend these books if you're a fan of the Disney stories, any of the Disney movies. If you're a fan of the Descendants movies and you haven't read the books yet, go read the books. There are other books. They're like side books like Mal's Journal and like Evie's fashion book and stuff. I don't have those. I haven't really looked at them. They're kind of just like side like textbook type stuff. But these are the actual novels. Go read them if you haven't read them already, because these books are amazing and they totally complement the movies. It's definitely not one of those like the book is better or what did they leave out of the movies type things. It's like they complement each other. If you want to know the full story of the Descendants that's going on in the movies, you have to read the books. And they're really fast because they're middle grade, I think. So go back and read them. I will talk to you guys later. I love these books. I'm going to say it again. I love these books. I love the movies. I'm such a Descendants fan. My husband even knows I'm a Descendants fan. I'm like obsessed with them. Like when the movie came out, oh my gosh, where was I when the movie came out? I was in the hospital for some reason. Oh, I know what it was. When the second movie came out, I was in the hospital because my son was sick. And at the hospital, I was still trying to figure out how to watch the TV just so I could watch the second movie because I love the series so much. But yeah, so I will see you guys soon. Bye.